Hello, my friends. Someone in your life right now, a friend, a family member, maybe even someone you love, is quietly waiting for you to fail. Not because they're evil, not because they hate you, but because your success will force them to face everything they gave up on. And if you don't understand this one truth today, you will spend your entire life shrinking your dream to fit inside their comfort zone. So before you scroll past this video, ask yourself one question. Whose voice is actually running your life right now? Yours or everyone else's? Stay till the end, because by the time this video is over, you're going to know exactly how to shut that noise off for good. There comes a moment in life when you realize the biggest distraction isn't your circumstances, it's the people around you. Their opinions, their judgments, their fears, disguised as advice. And if you're not careful, you'll spend your whole life living their version of your story, not your own. Your dream is sacred. It was placed in your heart for a reason. But the more you let yourself get consumed by comparison, validation, and noise, the further you drift from the exact path you were born to walk. People will talk. They'll doubt. Some will laugh. Others will criticize. But here's the truth. None of them will ever say out loud. None of them are responsible for your destiny. You are. Today we're talking about what it really means to focus on your dream instead of the people around you, and why doing that is the single greatest act of self-respect you will ever give yourself. Your dream doesn't need their approval. Wake up to this reality. Your dream isn't on trial. You don't need a courtroom full of people weighing in on whether it's good enough. The fact that it came from inside you, that it was planted in your gut and refuses to leave you alone, is all the validation you will ever need. The idea that you need a thumbs up from everyone else, that's conditioning, not truth. Most people don't even know what they want out of life. So why are you asking them to grade what you want? That's like asking someone who's never driven a car to teach you how to race. They don't know the road. They've never felt the engine rev. And yet here you are, waiting on their feedback like it's gospel. Think about how much time you've wasted explaining yourself. You pitch your dream, they raise an eyebrow. You water it down. You pitch it again, they shrug. Now you're second-guessing something that once made your heart race. That's how dreams actually die. Not from failure. From doubt planted by people who never even tried. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your ambition. You don't need to hand out a PowerPoint every time someone asks, why would you do that? The answer is simple. Because it matters to you. That should be enough. Approval is a trap. It's a drug. Someone says, that's a good idea. And suddenly you're chasing that feeling like it's oxygen. But the second they withhold it, you're crushed. That's not power. That's dependency. And your dream cannot survive tethered to someone else's comfort zone. The moment you stop chasing approval is the moment you start building real momentum, because now you're not looking sideways, you're looking forward. And here's something most people never say out loud. Most people's opinions are just a mirror of their own limitations. When they tell you it can't be done, what they're really saying is, I couldn't do it. Don't let their ceiling become your cap. If they didn't see the vision, it simply wasn't meant for them to understand. Get comfortable being misunderstood. That's the price of building something real. Guard your dream like it's gold, because it is. People will project their fear onto you. Don't accept it. Have you ever noticed that the moment you start aiming higher, people suddenly become experts in everything that could go wrong? They come out of nowhere to remind you of every possible way you might fail, with a tone like they're just being realistic. No, they're not being realistic. They're being afraid. Fear loves company. When someone is too scared to chase their own goals, they will try to pull you back from yours, not out of malice, but because watching you break the mold challenges everything they've quietly accepted about their own life. It's easier for people to discourage you than to confront their own stagnation. That's not practical. Gives them a sense of control over their own insecurity. Don't fall for it. That's their fear talking, not your truth. Here's a quick way to filter it. When advice comes, ask yourself, is this coming from experience or from hesitation? People dress fear up as wisdom all the time. I just don't want you to get hurt. I'm looking out for you. Often, what they're really doing is projecting the leap they never took. That fear doesn't belong to you. Return it to sender. Think of your dream like a fire and fear like water. Every time you let someone pour their doubt on you, the flame gets weaker. But if you stay rooted in your why, that fire keeps burning no matter what storm rolls in. Builders don't tear down. Discouragement is a job reserved for spectators. If someone has never left their own comfort zone, they cannot guide you through yours. Smile, nod, keep walking. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's refusing to let fear lead. Every time you absorb someone else's fear, you dilute your own courage before you've even taken the first real step. And you are not selfish for protecting your dream. Saying, "I appreciate your concern, but I've got this," isn't rude, that's called a boundary. Every person you admire has had to draw that exact same line. Your focus determines your future. Here's the simplest truth in this entire video. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. Period. You want a different future? Focus differently. You want to stay stuck, distracted, jealous, exhausted? Keep letting your mind orbit the drama of people who aren't even going where you're going. Distraction doesn't crash into your life like a wrecking ball. It creeps in slowly. A scroll here, a conversation there, a little comparison. And suddenly, you can't remember the last time you actually took action toward your dream. Your brain cannot fully commit to two things at once. The moment you focus on what other people are doing, you've handed over the steering wheel. You become a passenger, watching someone else drive your dream into a ditch. And what hijacks your focus the most? People, their lives, their opinions, their expectations. If you let that run the show, your dream never gets airtime. It's time to build a mental fortress, not because you're better than anyone, but because you're building something, and distraction is the most expensive thing you'll ever pay for. Success doesn't go to the most talented person in the room. It goes to the most focused one, the one who shuts the door, silences the noise, and puts their head down until progress shows up. One focused step at a time. Focus isn't loud, it isn't glamorous, but while everyone else is chasing attention, you'll be chasing traction, and traction always beats attention. Check your focus today. If it's locked on negativity, excuses, or someone else's timeline, you're planting weeds, not growth. Every transformation starts with one decision. I will focus on what I can control, not what distracts me. That single mindset shift is the game changer. Not everyone deserves front row access to your journey. Not everyone deserves a VIP pass to your life. You're giving people access to your energy, your ideas, your effort, and they're sitting there with popcorn critiquing the show. This is backwards. This is your stage. Stop handing out front row seats to people who wouldn't stand for you. Some people don't cheer because they can't. Your growth reminds them of what they gave up on. So instead of support, they offer silence or sarcasm dressed up as humor. And you keep inviting them back in, hoping they'll clap next time. Stop. It is not your job to convince people to believe in you. That is a full-time job with zero payoff. Let them stay confused. Let them sit in the back. Your future doesn't require their participation. Be selective with your circle. The people closest to you shape your belief, your energy, your discipline. If they drain you, distract you, or downplay your growth, they don't belong in your inner circle. That doesn't make you arrogant, that makes you intentional. You can't build a skyscraper with people stuck in basement thinking. And if you keep lowering yourself to match their level, you will never rise. When someone criticizes your dream, pause and ask, do they even have one? Most of the time, the loudest critics have built the least. Their feedback is a reflection of their fear, not a preview of your future. You need people who say, keep going, even when you're doubting. People who celebrate your small wins, not just your highlight reel. Those are the ones worth keeping close. Every time you level up, your circle gets smaller. Don't fear that that's not loss. That's proof you're moving. You were born to stand out. Stop shrinking to fit in, you were not born to blend in. Somewhere along the way, you were taught to shrink, be smaller, be quieter, be less ambitious because it made other people more comfortable. But comfort zones are graves for potential. Fitting in feels safe, but it costs you your authenticity, and authenticity is your power source. Every time you hide your ideas to keep the peace outside, you start a war inside yourself. Standing out isn't about ego. It's about ownership. It's saying, this is who I am, this is what I believe in, this is what I'm building. And if people can't handle that, that's their mirror, not your flaw. Stop editing yourself for approval. Stop sanding down your edges. Stop apologizing for being driven, passionate, or too much. That too much is exactly what's going to move mountains. The people who change the world don't blend in, they disrupt. They get criticized before they get celebrated. That's the process. You cannot make waves by playing small. The world doesn't need another copy. It needs an original. It needs you fully, unapologetically, consistently showing up as yourself. When you stand out, you give someone else permission to stop hiding too. So let's cut through the noise one last time. This is your wake-up call. You've spent too much time letting other people's opinions, energy, and limitations rent space in your mind. That lease ends today. You are not here to chase approval. You are here to chase your dream like your life depends on it. Because it does. Every minute you spend worrying about who's watching is a minute stolen from your purpose. Every time you compare, you drift one step further from your calling. And every time you dim your light so someone else feels comfortable, you betray the exact gift that makes you you. This is your permission slip to stop caring about the noise. The dream is yours, not theirs. The fire is in you, not them. Nobody was handed your vision, but you. So put your head down, stay in your lane, focus, build. Show up again and again and again until one day you look up and realize you didn't just chase your dream, you caught it. And all those people you were so worried about, they were never the point. You were. Let's go. If this hit you right where you needed it, hit subscribe, because this channel exists to keep you focused when everyone else wants you distracted.